Hello! Hello, 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 and welcome. I kind of forgot where the stream overlay was for a minute there.
There.
Hey, Brian.
We're all going a bit West Country today. There's nothing wrong with that.
You'll find the hellos get longer the longer it takes me to switch from the trailers into the correct overlay.
One day it's going to crash. You're just going to be going, hello, 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 for like 2 hours.
Hello?
Hello?
Anyone?
Hello? Hello? My name is John.
It's like Cillian Murphy in 28 Days Later. Hello!
My name is John, and I am here to run a game of D&D for these fine people and Michael.
Oh.
I am joined by Michael.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah, I gotta go all of a sudden to cry over something unrelated. It's allergies!
Amy is here.
You bet I am.
Sian is here.
Hi.
And Sean is here.
Hi, I'm Sean, and I'm a fine person.
Now for sale for $19.99. Get more Sean today.
Oh, pardon me. We are here to continue the adventures of the Golden Tooth. Last time, they travelled through a mirror, entered into the secretive bedchambers of the owner of the Library of Biblius, travelled down into a secret experimental chamber, fought a mystical zombie creature that appeared to be the last bodily remnants of the owner of the Library of Biblius.
What was it called, John?
Well, I mean, he was called Biblius in life. In post-life, he was an Arcanus.
Arcanus, yeah.
They fought and destroyed this undead monstrosity. And through the intervention of Hal and some mysterious means, exited the library by way of explosion and fold in temporal space-time. You know, the usual.
So what I'm hearing is how saved everybody. That's,
Yeah, you know. The usual.
Yeah, how is a safety at all?
They then made their way back to Keep Golden Tooth for the first time in about 3 months. Since before they set out on their quest to the Underdark. And then they've got some downtime time.
Time.
So I'm going to start by picking on Michael.
Oh no, I wouldn't do that.
And saying, Michael,
Yes.
you've got about 2 weeks worth of downtime.
Cool.
What would Hal like to do?
So it's the first time Hal's had money, so he wants to buy a pony.
Okay. That is doable.
Daddy, I want another pony.
It's just the kind of thing like, so what do you want to do with your money? I want a pony.
Do you want specifically a pony, or will a horse be okay?
I want specifically a pony.
You're making it
And
difficult,
then he's
really.
going to find someone.
I don't know.
Then he's going to find someone with some sovereign glue to glue a horn to its forehead.
Okay. So, are you willing to travel into Fandalen for this?
I can travel wherever it needs to be.
Would we have gone past Pie's family?
On the way back
On
to the
the way
keep,
back.
yes.
Yes.
Sister, you're
I
here
would
again.
probably...
Hello, sister, glad to have you back.
Pi would probably, if Hal said it early enough, would see whether her dad knows anyone that could,
Okay.
just because of him being in farming previously, he might have some links.
Or, guys, I'm just putting it out there, an elephant is only 200 gold pieces.
I'm aware of how much elephants cost.
I'm just putting it out there.
That was the primary objective of the original Taurin for Thesa Thurgiash. To buy an elephant.
And was it accomplished?
It was not, because that particular game didn't run very
Well,
long.
I'm buying an elephant, John.
Okay. That'll be slightly harder than a pony.
No, I'll stick with the pony. Pony's more how.
Okay. So do you express this pony buying desire soon enough for Pyrolis to pull in some favours?
Yeah, Pyrolis is my confidant.
I'm pretty sure Hal would probably, as soon as we left the library, just kept repeating, I want a pony, I want a pony, I want a pony, I want a pony, I want a pony.
I'm just saying, we got a lot of gold. It means I can get a pony.
Then get a fucking pony then.
Gonna get a pony.
Like, literally, Calderax and Malzray just like, look, for God's sake, it's been 3 days, please shut up about the pony.
I'm gonna call it Muffin.
Oh, that's really cute.
Please, get him a mule.
I would still call it Muffin and love it just as much.
And I'm probably one of the few people who know what it means to be Muffin the Mule.
Yeah, I'm vaguely aware.
Yeah.
You make your way back to Tribor, and you speak with your father, Pyrolis, and he tells you of someone who is selling where he would buy livestock from, were he in the market to do such.
That just makes it sound really suspicious.
He's got a guy.
If I were in the market for some livestock.
He's got a guy.
I got a guy.
And you go and meet with random named man.
Let's call him Stan.
Stan the man.
Yep, exactly.
It's his cameo in this game. Excelsior.
Oh.
I really need to get a longer list of random names.
Just get a name generator on your phone.
I really need a name generator on my phone and also my phone.
God damn it, do I have to do everything?
He's called Stan.
So you meet with
His name's Tavern Creel.
you meet with Stan Creel.
Yeah.
And he has a pony for sale at the moment.
2 legs.
And he will sell it to you for 25 gold pieces.
Done.
You now own a pony.
I'm not even gonna try and haggle.
Not even attempt.
And with that, Hal can give up this life of adventuring because he's got all he's ever wanted.
Well, surely not. Surely he needs to search the world until he finds a fox large enough that he can ride it like a horse.
No, he actually is searching for something.
He is searching for something because he's on a pilgrimage.
Size of a
Yeah.
pony.
No, I'm on a pilgrimage. I need to find something for my temple.
A pony.
Is
Duh.
that thing a fox the size of a horse that you can ride?
It could be. It's one of those I'll know it when I find it kind of deals.
So with a pony, you ride back to Keep Golden Tooth.
Oh my god, the fucking mad lad did it. I can't do Malzeray's voice today for some reason.
You sound like generic Cockney guy in background. Oh, that man did it!
just say "Oi, cow."
Oi, Cal. Oi, Cal. Yeah, there we go.
See, it's
Mad Lad did it. There we
it's the trigger that everybody uses.
go. Yeah.
It's
No,
it's like saying the place's name, like with Birmingham. Do you
Yeah.
see it?
No,
Birmingham.
the problem of mine is mix of northern and southern, whereas for some reason I've just gone him. It's alright.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna
To
move.
do how I just remove a couple of brain cells.
Just unplug those for a moment.
I don't need those. And I sound like I have a bit of a cold.
But if you remove a couple, Michael, then you.
Yeah, no, I'm dangerously low.
Amy,
Yes.
is there anything that you would like Malzray to be getting up to?
There were other things I wanted to do, John. Sorry.
We'll come back.
Okay. While you're doing this, I'm gonna get a drink. I
Cool.
will return probably.
Okay. Two
Maybe.
things. First would be I'd probably go back into like the nearby town / city / whatever,
Yep.
and like get a bit more money doing performances and stuff because I miss doing performances.
Okay. So the local tavern keeper will promote the fact that you are back.
Have you got a new hit song?
What?
Well, you know, you've got to have a comeback song.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'll specifically write a comeback song.
I don't call it a comeback. You've been here for years.
We've been away for 3 months.
It's pretty big news that the Golden Tooth has returned because you've been away since the start of the year.
Yeah.
But he promotes the fact that you are back, and there's a fairly decent turnout tonight.
Fucking. How much do I get from it?
Roll me a performance check.
Oh fuck! If I roll that one now, they're just like, what the fuck happened to him?
Yeah, just that one. Well, fuck all, apparently.
Oh.
It's a 3.
Yeah, but still.
You put on a show, and it's not your best, but you've been traveling a lot, so you chalk it mostly up to the fact that you've been traveling for so long without resting, and that you need to take a bit of a break. You get 21 gold.
Thank you, guys.
From a combination of performance fees and tips and people kind of throwing money at you.
They're throwing it just for me to go away.
Do we watch?
That is up to you guys.
I would and I would put 20 platinum pieces in the hat.
Why?
Okay.
I mean, thanks, but why?
How has no concept for money for the record? He doesn't need.
I mean, you're lucky that he got dressed to go to the tavern.
No, I go dressed to go places. It's only when I'm meditating. Thank you.
Fair.
By the way, I now have 3 how minis I need to get. How naked, how on muffin.
And then when they release the option for foxes, that'll be a 4th one you require.
I mean, I don't know. There's the 5th one of post-apocalyptic how.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get that made though I do love the post-apocalyptic how.
But thing I want to do is I'm going to write the. Yo, you heard from Morks recently?
So sorry, who are you writing to?
I'm writing to my parents.
Okay.
I just want to ask, like, because obviously he doesn't know where Morks is exactly, so he's going to be like, hey, have you guys heard from him recently? Because I haven't.
Morks and Indy.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, you write a letter and you send it off, and when you get a response, I'll come back to you with that.
Thank you.
John never spoke to Amy again.
It was the end of a beautiful friendship. Sean.
I don't know about you, Sean, but I was on the edge of my seat just then.
Yeah, I kind of looked up. I was just sort of looking at my phone. I looked up and was like, wait for it.
Are we arning or are we unning?
Yeah.
What would Pyrillus like to do?
So Pi would have stopped him with her family on route back.
Reasonable.
and probably have picked up a horse. I would imagine that she probably had one anyway that was with her family.
That makes sense.
So yeah, she would have that as an option. She may as well bring it back to the Golden Tooth. I think once she got back to the castle, she'd get settled in a bit. And I think she'd probably have a go at meditating, given what happened with talking to
Okay.
the kind of link she had in the library. I think she would have a crack at meditating, and she'd probably do some potion making, drop into the more local guild. Meet some peeps.
So with the meditation, are you just sort of doing yourself?
spoken-
Are you speaking to others about it?
She would have spoken to Hal about it. Whether he chooses to come with her or not, I don't know, but she'd probably sit, I imagine, on the bridge over the water. Just somewhere that's quiet and out of the way.
Hal would 100% join you if you invited him.
Yeah, the offer would be there.
So you both head out to the bridge.
And fall off.
And you find a convenient rope to climb out on, and you think, whoever installed this was really smart. They thought of everything. And you both close your eyes and sit down, and you feel the air on your skin, however much of it you've got exposed at the time.
I would, if we're in somewhere semi-public, I'd probably just take the top off.
Yeah, no, it's on the bridge right next to the castle, so I think it's...
Then yeah, fully naked.
Yep, public football.
And you just sit for a while, and you just feel the air moving and the water running beneath the bridge. And it's a calm and serene scene. And we'll come back to that another time as well, I'm sure.
Yeah, and other than that, it would be potion making.
Okay, specific potions?
She'd probably want to drop into, if there's like a more local guild or someone that does potion bits, just because that's part of what she does. She'd probably make some healing potions and bits if she can.
Okay.
But more just to gain a link with more local people.
Okay. So yeah, there will be a small alchemist in the town that has started to spring up around the keep. Which I don't remember. Have we ever named the town?
I thought it had a name to begin with.
Golden Town.
Phandalin is a few. It is about a day and a half's trip away.
Oh, okay. So no, I don't think it has got.
Back to my name generator, places.
Steve! We should call it down Steve.
Town village. Belmount.
There we go. Belmount, okay with everybody?
Okay, I thought he said Dungmount, and I was like, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah, Belmount's good.
Belmount is good.
So yeah, there is an alchemist who has sprung up in Belmount.
Actually, before we settle on Belmount, which direction is it from the keep? Like north, east, west?
I am picturing it to be to the west, because that's the direction the road goes in.
Damn, never mind. Another
Why?
one popped up called East Keep. Just like, but then no.
We could call it Westerton.
I'm picturing it to the west, like out this way from the
Okay.
keep, because that's where the road is.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I mean, it could possibly be to the south, because there's another path coming off that way.
No, if you
But-
see it at the west, it's to the west.
It depends how big it
North or
spreads.
south, east or west, the quest to save the land of Palomar.
So there is a alchemist there, and you make contact with them, and they are grateful for somebody else who can brew potions up, and he will. No, they will buy any potions that you can brew to spare to sell on with a profit.
Cool.
So if you're brewing healing potions... No, not a hearing potion.
Potion of hearing.
So I'm kind of imagining that she would give one to each of like one Calmal and How.
Palomar and how?
Yeah. And she would probably keep, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 for herself, perhaps.
Okay.
But she would be quite happy making big batches because that would be something she's quite used to from guild work previously.
Previously
So...
on guild work.
one moment. Let me find the bit.
God, there's a suit of armor! Good work.
She's just like brewing her potions, and someone comes up behind and is like, "What is this? It's fucking raw!"
That is the name of the alchemist.
His name
It
is
is-
Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, Gordon Ramsay.
So one healing potion,
Gordon
Sean.
Ramson.
Yes.
This is the brothers all over again.
One healing potion will take you a day to brew
Yeah,
and will cost you 25 gold pieces in materials.
right.
So if you want, you can make enough for the Golden Tooth to have one each, and yourself to have 3 or 5 in the 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and still have some time left over.
Yeah.
And if that's what you do, everybody can have one potion of healing.
Yay!
And Sean, you can mark yourself down 175 gold.
But am I selling some others to the shop, the alchemist dude?
If you want to make some more,
Gordon Ramson.
you can make some more. He will pay you 45 gold. So you get 20 gold profit.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I'll do that.
So how many are you brewing in total?
3, 6. Make it 10, so 3 for friends, 3 for me, 4 to sell.
Okay, so that would be 250 gold, and then 4 to sell would get you
180.
what he said.
So I'm plus 180 gold. Alright?
You're minus
Minus
the 250,
180.
but you're minus the 250 plus the 180, so in total it's a positive of 70 gold.
Nice.
That's some maths for you.
Yeah.
Wait, is that maths right? That's the question, though.
It's
I'm
close
going
enough.
with it. It'll be fine.
Wait, no, you've lost 70 gold. Yeah, your total loss is 70 gold. That's why I went.
Well, that's fine. I'm happy with that. 'Cause I've
That's
gained-
still pretty good for 6 health potions.
Yeah.
Sean,
Smells.
Yes.
Got him.
what's What's Calderax up to in this downtime?
I don't know. I think he wants to buy an elephant. No.
I mean, elephants are standard price 200 gold.
Yeah.
That's where you can find one's the issue.
The real problem is where you can find one.
Luckily, after the second week, someone comes in going, "Elephants for sale!"
Yeah, I just happened to be in the tavern in Bellmount, and it's just like some old guy going, "Oh, this bloody elephant's giving me right chipping."
Oh, I've been trying to sell this elephant for 4 towns now. Who doesn't want an elephant? They're great creatures. So I'm opening my pack of buttons.
Right. What would Calderax do? Calderax would do.
Malzarin.
I've already made that joke.
I know.
I
Anything with a
think
pulse.
he would do. I think the first week he would just literally just relax. He would
Okay.
just have a fucking break.
Just chill.
Yes, just fucking chill. He's been dragged through the Underdark, and he's been dragged through a library full of monsters and death. He's just going to have a bit of a kip.
You spend the first week being back at the castle largely in very comfortable pajama-like clothes.
Literally just in pajamas, fluffy slippers,
Uh,
shuffling around.
Cucumbers on his eyes.
every so often, Snookums will bring you a nice hot cup of something akin to tea.
See, I was thinking it's more like in the final season of How I Met Your Mother, where he constantly has an alcoholic beverage, and whenever he runs out, just Snuffles comes in. Thank you, Snuffles.
I mean, actually,
Always there.
which one is it, Calderax?
I don't think it'll be alcoholic. Occasionally a wine or something, but mostly just like tea.
A wine, you say?
Wine. He's a wine drinker.
And you just spend a week chilling out. It's nice, and you relax.
Yeah.
Michael,
Hi.
you've now got a pony.
Yes.
Are you going to paint it?
What else are you going to do?
Well, I need to buy food for the pony. I need to make sure we have a stable for the pony for when I'm here. How do I get a stable?
Well, you'd contact someone a contractor to come and put one up.
Okay, I would do that.
At which point, it'll take a little while to
It's fine.
to build a stables.
He can
but-
stay in my room until then.
Your room's one of the ones on the second floor.
Okay, I need to trade rooms with somebody briefly. No, he could stay in the lounge area.
If you were in Squeak's room, there's like a bit in the bottom
Are
you
you
could be in.
going like full Arnold Schwarzenegger, having just random ponies and donkeys going around his mansion?
I'm not planning to keep him here. I'm planning to build a stable outside. But right now, I can't do that, as has been explained, sir.
I mean, both Barham and Squeak have a downstairs sort of area that you could keep him in the bathroom
Yeah, I'll do that.
for a little while.
Yeah, I'll do that.
It'll take
I'd probably keep him in this room because it's got like the outside bit, so he gets some fresh air through the arrow slits.
Sure.
I'm taking good care of Muffin. Okay.
You're taking good care of Muffin by dragging him into a castle, pushing him through very narrow doorways.
I don't want the sword coast variety of the RSPCA to be knocking at our doors.
now that now that you have Muffin, can we do what we want to Ember?
Absolutely not.
Oh.
Now
okay.
you just have two things that I care about to torment me with.
Yay.
I have an idea.
I just want to know how much that's going to cost.
That's a very good question. I get the feeling that D&D and Beyond isn't going to,
I fear you're probably correct in that assumption.
Leon.
Oh, here we
No,
go.
I mean, click that fuck.
Yawn.
Lay on hands. Thank you.
One moment. Oh.
'Cause it could be that I actually can't afford to do this, in which case, you know.
This is where you find out stable cost 12,000 platinum.
Well, in one of the things that I'm looking at, it says it's going to be about 2,000 gold, which I don't have.
Is this before or after you gave Malzere the?
Yeah, you know, who cares? Yeah, the thing I'm looking at says about 2,500 gold.
How much have you got?
1,000-ish.
Yeah, fair. I've got.
Probably should not have bought a pony, guys.
Yeah, I've got 1,000. I'd put 1,000 in.
Would anyone else like to contribute to the stable?
It would leave me with 2 gold and 48 silver, but I'm okay with that.
Fine, we can save up for a stable if no one wants to be nice.
You bought a pony. Your problem.
Please, Muffin will get cold otherwise.
She's a horse.
No. She's a pony.
Oh my god, Sean, I've only just gotten your muffin the mule joke. I'm sorry, it's been a while. Oh god. Right, can I just diversion for a second? I fucking hated that show because Muffin was always like, I think I'd better go and get my thinking to be a literal cap, and I thought, even back then as a kid, that cat looks really fucking stupid on a mule, and I just never liked the show.
I didn't realize I brought up some sort of PTSD shit.
Amy's currently in her room, like backed into a corner. The hat! The hat!
The thinking cap is supposed to be a metaphor. It's not supposed to have physical form.
She's gonna start going, you don't know, you weren't there! And it's just like, where am I? Back in Nam?
At the end of the 2 weeks...
Wait, so I'm not getting a stable, basically, is what's happened here.
Not yet.
It'd take a while to build a state.
Well, just because, like, if I'm not going to be spending my money, Hal knows what he would do with his money.
Buy an elephant.
What would Hal do with his money?
Oh, he'd give it away.
I think they'd have probably had a discussion, Pi and Hal, about the fact that it's going to need somewhere to live. And that's...
Okay, so
yeah.
if we put some money down now, how much is savings? I've heard people say they have savings, and how much is one of them?
I mean, savings are what you have left over. But
Okay.
I don't think there's going to be a lot. Stables are a fair cost.
Okay, I will put 500 gold in now, and we can have savings, and we will, when we have enough savings, we can get the stable.
Okay, that works. I'll put in the 500 as well.
Cool, I'm gonna make a note of this somewhere on my character sheet.
Did we have a thing on here for that?
No, I was just gonna put it in my floors. There it is. 1,000.
Floors, I owe money to get my pony out.
Pony home. Cool. I'm then gonna make sure I keep at least 100 of my gold. 150 gold. No, it's still way too much. 100 gold. That's still way too much. 100 gold. So I have a creature to look after, and I'm gonna give away my remaining 392 gold and 28 platinum pieces.
There's now a castle inventory handout that you should all have access to that you can use to list anything that you're saving up for or anything you're just leaving in the castle.
Okay,
There you go. I've added 1,000 gold pieces for the pony home.
sweet.
But yes, no, I'd like to go around to see if I can find any downtrodden people or temples that need money, and just give them a whole bunch.
So in Belmont, there are a couple of starting up temples. The whole settlement is very fresh, having mostly been founded in the last year and a bit.
Serious question: do any of these temples not have gods yet?
Most of them have a god that they will follow, but some of them will be open to. Very least one of them will be open to sort of anybody worshipping anything.
Cool. I speak to those ones and make sure they have a little shrine for Akadi in there.
Okay. And is this one of the places that you make the...
Yes. Because I don't know what a bribe is, so I don't know that that's a bad thing. I was like, okay, so if I give you this money, you're gonna do that for me.
Yes.
Okay.
Is this was that a yes or is that a yes?
Doesn't matter. How doesn't know. How trust this person implicitly.
And so they
Sean can decide what it was and whether he gets that.
they agree that
Oh,
they
yeah.
will set up a shrine to Akadi in the temple.
I also need to sell my Jade Cobra.
Okay. I really wish I remembered where you got that.
I'll give you 4 copper.
Okay, here you go. I don't want to keep it. No, material possession, don't need it.
Do you remember where you got it?
It was in one of the rooms, and I thought it was real, but it wasn't.
Ah,
Yeah.
that doesn't narrow it down.
I think it was worth 1,000,000 gold. I think it was worth exactly 1 stable.
I'm going to say that it's 200 gold.
Alright.
That's probably very generous.
I will
You
add
find
that
you find a buyer who specializes in jade
I'm gonna
animals.
add that 200 gold to my pony home fund.
Okay.
Blam. Done. Cool. So yeah, I've given away as much gold as I can. I would be telling people what I'm doing for the record, so
If anybody wishes to interact with Hal as he gives away vast sums of cash,
Pie.
Caldrax goes up to the temple that he gave a lot of money to. So you told him that you'd make it, right? Yeah, I did. He was totally bored.
Pie would suggest that he doesn't have to do it, but would be understanding of the fact that he wants to.
oh yeah, no, I know I don't have to, but I don't need a lot of things, so it's better to give it to people who do need things like shelter and food and money, because you can buy a lot of money with gold.
Yeah, that's fair. As long as you've got enough to
Oh, don't worry.
muffin fed and yourself. And...
I saved 100 gold pieces, which seems like a lot, and I don't know if that is a lot, but it seems like it is.
I don't think it's a lot, given we don't really know what's the next part of our adventure yet. Better to keep something just in case. You can always give it away later.
Okay, I will keep 150.
But yeah, it's nice to do something for people in the community around here.
Exactly. Like at the temple, we all shared everything. We didn't have to worry about food and where our beds were and the roof over our heads. So I don't want to have other people have to worry about that.
Yeah, that's fair.
What's the kobold called again?
Snuffles.
Snookums.
Oh, Snookums.
John,
Yes.
did Neff plant an orchard before she left?
Neff planted a tree.
It's not quite the same, but it's close.
I don't
I
remember.
thought she'd put some in for Mal because of all of the apple incident at the very beginning.
She might have done, actually, yes.
I have added him to the inventory.
What, Snookums?
He's got an inventory. No.
Poor dude.
I would give at least 3 platinum to Schnookums.
And he just gets like, oh, thank God, you're letting me leave.
Yeah, he's like, you've given me money, I can leave.
Master has given Snookums money. Snookums is free.
Not if you know what's good for you.
Okay. I'll go make tea.
Good boy.
Now, back in your cage.
So, let me just check this. How is taking Squeak's old room?
Mm-hmm.
Pyrolis is...
I mean,
Yeah, I
Neffen's
think
room's
she'd
free.
be in Neff's room.
So Snookums has
She
Barham's
finds
old room?
She finds it strangely familiar, but can't think why.
Yeah.
So Snookums has Barham's.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's an upgrade from the cupboard he was living in before.
I mean, seeing as the place that you got... You liberated Snookums from, they had just left him in with some cockatrices that had been paralysing him for about a week. He's pretty up for being just here. He's grateful.
See, I remember doing this with my group, and they did not let that kobold live.
And he
See,
thanks...
we're nice.
Yeah, well, to be fair, they didn't have much luck because they had a goblin friend called Droop, who none of the group liked, but one of the group really liked, and they was like, okay, we've met this dragon. Let's see if the dragon wants to take Droop off of our hands as like a little butlery slave. And they rolled persuasion, and it was a critical fail. So there's no more goblin anymore.
Uh-oh.
You give...
There's a strange charred mark, though.
You give Snookums 3 platinum pieces, How, and then about 5 minutes later, as he's boiling up Caldrax's next cup of tea, you catch him in the kitchen starting to chew on one of them.
Are they tasty?
Hurt Snookums' teeth.
Oh, that's because they're not food. That's money.
What money?
Oh, it's how you buy things. You go to people and you give them the money, and then they give you stuff. And you tell them what you want, and sometimes they give you money back as well. Like, I once gave a guy a platinum piece, and he gave me 10 gold.
You can just kind of see this light shine in Snookums' face of... This is something that's not happened to him before. Like, commerce isn't a thing that he understands. And he's slowly starting to get, like, this is why people didn't like the kobolds.
So yeah, You go to people and you're like, "Hi there, I would like some bread," and they will be like, "Okay, I will get you some bread." And then you give them the money, and they go, "Here is your bread and some money back." And sometimes it's more money than you gave them, because like I gave him 1 coin and he gave me 4 back. So I don't think he was good at maths.
I buy things.
Okay.
I will own things.
Yeah, and it's your stuff, and we're not allowed to touch your stuff because it's yours.
Ugh. I like the idea of having stuff.
Yeah.
We're going to come back and
No.
he's going to have a left shoe and
No,
a
you should
broken
be
bucket.
you should be careful though, because too much stuff is also bad. Because material attachments, they weigh down upon your soul, and so you're not as free spirited. It's better to have less things and more happiness.
I like things.
But if things make you happy, that is also good.
I've never had things. I will try having things and then see what brings happy.
Okay.
Does this thing cause happiness?
Does this thing bring? Wait. Is how? how's gonna start going to the castle? This does not bring joy. Throws it out the window.
How has seen an elven sage teaching of how to clean your castle? Marie of Kondo. At the end of the fortnight, it is now the 25th of Tarsak.
Nice.
A letter arrives at the castle.
Okay. Who's delivering it?
A messenger.
Oh.
Postman.
Like a fucking pelican or something.
It is, but he's also a postman. You know.
Yeah, you know, he's
Don't letterbox people.
Gotta have-
Amy.
got to have a living.
Why the pelicans can't be postmen?
Yeah, Amy.
He hands the letter to Snookums and then looks into the camera and goes, "It's a living," and then flies away.
Snookums looks towards where he was looking, confused.
Such a great joke. So dumb and unnecessary, but I love it.
Oh god. Someone please clip that if anyone's watching.
I would if I knew how.
Sean or Shan, I believe that's a task for one of you.
Not me.
Later we see a capybara leave the bathroom covered in something. Goes, and you thought you had a crap job.
Oh jeez. Okay.
You get a letter.
Yeah.
It is an invite for the Golden Tooth.
Invite to where?
The golden tooth. Sorry, I just like the idea that Hal has no idea who we are.
It is an invite for the Golden Tooth to the festival of the Second Feast in Elventree.
Oh, I see how it is. We weren't invited to the first one, huh?
And there will be a night of music held to honor the goddess Maliki. And headlining act Elenil Elisidil, the Moon Silver Herald.
Hang on. Is Maliki that fucking unicorn thing?
You're the one that didn't like you.
Yeah! Fuck that! And you guys go have fun. I'm just gonna stay in here and play by myself.
Okay, bye.
It's your own fault for being evil.
No, that was
Well, I'm a bit evil.
that was a different god.
No, I have it written down as Maliki.
Oh well, don't be evil.
But I can't help it. It's my alignment.
Stop being evil.
That's just, why am I hanging out with you? God.
All right. Well, my best behavior.
Better do.
If you want to know how to be good, I can help you with some spiritual guidance.
I don't need spiritual guidance.
Sounds like you do.
No, I don't.
Snookums will take care of Castle while gone.
Okay. Don't-
Snookums has turned into a little bit of Stitch.
No, fuck. What's the voice? Hang on.
Don't fill it up with too much stuff now.
Mohana means
Oh.
family.
I think you mean Ohana, not
you
Mohana.
make him sound like Chris, you make him sound like Chris Eubank. No, you don't make him sound like Chris Eubank. You make him sound like Chris Eubank.
I mean, Chris Eubank just had a lisp.
Yes, he does. He is incredibly tough and both very, very energetic.
Oh my god.
Don't die, Michael.
Sean, can I
Michael
just
for the rest of the day.
can I just point out the brilliant clip name that you came back with there?
Yeah.
The eyes are living.
Round careless waffle planking. Thank you,
Yes.
Twitch. Thank you.
Careless waffle plank. That needs to be a band name. If we ever make a band, that's our name.
We're already a band.
You head to Elventree, I assume. Otherwise, Plotlines is going to be.
We don't really want to go. I've never really
Yeah.
been
I've
that
got,
kind
I've
of
got,
person.
I've got a thing. I've got like a manicure. So
I'm washing my hair.
yeah, if I could not. it's-
Hal doesn't have any nice clothes.
Yeah, no, I'd go.
Well, come on, Mouser.
Right.
Takes his hand and drags.
Well, hang on. Can I get a better outfit first?
Fine, let's go to your massive wardrobe.
Yeah, I will pick out a nice outfit.
He's only got a giant wardrobe because he was in there for so long. Hey!
Coming out of the closet, mate.
Yes,
Which
that's
one?
the joke.
Also, guys, I have dresses in here, so if any of you want to pick stuff up,
Yes.
yeah, go ahead.
Everyone to Malzera's room for a dress-up montage.
just people going in and out and like we're shaking our heads.
God.
Hal will probably try and find something poofy like a dress.
It's like, the rate things are going, it would probably only be Malzeray in men's clothes.
Look, unless someone tells Hal what he's supposed to wear, he's not gonna bloody know, is he?
And Calderax wouldn't tell him.
You know what? I'll describe what Malzera wears because I've got an idea. Because I'm assuming like it's the 4th month, so it's starting to get a bit warmer now.
Yeah, it's the end of April sort of weather, so it's quite nice. It's
So what I'll do is I'll wear, a kind of nice just purple to add to the mood, like a purpley, like those kind of aristocratic kind of sort of thing, but it's kind of like open, kind of near the front, and instead of wearing like pants, you'd wear shorts instead. So it's like it's a quite nice outfit, but you can tell it's more for like a to cool off sort of thing, and to show off a bit of leg. He shaves his leg specifically.
okay.
Only the bits that are going to be on show, though.
Oh, and his boots would be not like
Walking.
high heeled shoes, but just they've got a heel. So
Does anybody else have an outfit in mind for their character?
Again, Hal will just wear whatever like he's told to wear. So if he doesn't get told to try on something else, he definitely will just go in his normal clothes.
I mean, Caldrax kind of dresses pretty nicely anyway. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we tell you. Is that an intervention?
he does.
Well, good on you.
Noble, remember? He knows fashion.
Sure. Yeah. Yep. No, you've dressed great, man. Look, guys.
Pyrolis.
She'd be looking a little bit smarter than normal. Just slightly nicer trousers. She'd probably be in some sort of, I don't know, maybe like a long floaty kind of coat.
Okay.
So it kind of from the back looks a bit more like a dress, quite neat fitting, but at the front she's definitely still wearing trousers because, practical.
So do you guys all come out in like your fancy outfit? And Hal's just there like, oh, are we supposed to look nice?
Yes.
Well, are we supposed to look fancy?
Yes.
Pretty
Okay.
much.
A little bit
Well-
of fancy is a good thing. Maybe we can help get you sorted.
Oh no,
Punishable by death if you don't dress fancy. It's...
Okay, I'll go get my fancy clothes.
You've got fancy clothes.
Yeah. And he brings out more, like, just something that slightly covers him more.
I was half expecting you to say returns nude.
Yes.
It was 50% chance of one, 50% chance of the other.
There's always a chance for nudity.
You guys travel to Elventree, and you arrive the evening of the festival. And the festival is taking place at the Hall of the Unicorn, which is a large tree that has been carved, that a temple has been carved into, with a carving of a unicorn in the front entrance. And there are nearly 100 people outside milling around. Many of them are elves, but there are plenty of humans, half-elves, dwarves, halflings, others dotted around.
No, John. Name all of them.
No. Dozens of long tables have been arranged around the area, each with dozens of short stools. And people are just eating. There are a number of outdoor bars that have been arranged around the clearing, serving food, drinks, and snacks. Most of these seem to be operated by representatives of the local taverns, either the Swaying Bough or the Tree Spirits. And can you roll me a perception check?
No. Okay.
Perception.
All of us?
Yes.
Advanced. Why?
No.
15 or 10, whichever one you want to go for.
I'll take the 23 because it was technically the first one.
So Hal and Malzare,
Best friends.
you both spot, sort of milling around in the crowd, a group of 6 or so, half a dozen guards who are patrolling the area, who are accompanied by a gnome mage. Several of the guards seem to be quite happy to be joining in with the dancing. Actually, I'm also going to move us over to
Some kind of map.
Somewhere
some
other than
kind of
us.
map. Because I have some kind of map. It's not a great map, but it's a map. And I didn't put any of you on it.
Didn't. Not it at all.
Yeah, there's a reason for that. We didn't know how to tell you. You're actually out of the group. Awkward.
You're the guy who shanked a person last time. A child, all things.
They had it coming.
You happen to mention something about black market trade of organs?
This is loud. How do I turn this down?
In the gear.
Thank you. That's better. I can actually hear other people now.
Yay!
No, I can hear other people now. 1 second.
Basically, as you get inside the Hall of the Unicorn, it's crowded. There are a lot more people here than there are minis on the map, because I can't be bothered to do 100 minis.
Coward.
But you can see at the front of the hall is a 50-foot semicircular stage that they've put up. The middle area, sort of here, is full of people dancing, and is a crowded dance floor. And then off to this side, about 30 feet up, is a balcony. And you can sort of see the social elite are sat in chairs watching the event.
Okay.
And as you are arriving, a quadret of human musicians finish what must have been a fevered performance. The crowd is in tremendously good spirits. The musicians on the stage take their bows and shuffle off, and a trio of new performers arrive on the stage and start playing music. What would you guys like to do?
Watch.
I'm gonna go dance.
Of course you are.
Okay.
I would invite Pyrolis to dance with me.
Aww.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, Cal!
Hmm?
Wanna dance?
Maybe.
Just drags you on.
Yeah, close enough. You're going with me.
Dance.
I, whilst dancing, would be kind of looking to see whether there's any faces that she recognised, anyone that was taking particular interest in them being there.
Okay. Roll me a perception check.
I will be right back.
You don't see at the moment any faces that you recognise. You assume that Elenil, Elesadil, Elenil Elesadil is somewhere preparing for going on stage in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
You do notice that elsewhere in the crowd, there is another human, or there is a human, who is dancing vigorously and has just noticed you and Hal coming onto the dance floor, and is paying close attention to you now.
Okay. She would probably nudge the others and just say, is there anyone you recognise here?
Is there anyone we recognize it?
Roll
Iris is nudging us, me and Mazare.
roll perception checks.
What?
Perception.
What horrible things are about to happen?
We're all dead.
We've been incited to roll a perception check.
Hey! Nice.
Okay. You guys also don't spot anybody off the top of your head that you recognize.
I had a feeling Hal wouldn't, but
Similarly, you both assume that Elenil is somewhere preparing for her performance, because you know that she's a bard and that, it's a big performance from the looks of things. Malzere,
That is my name.
you notice a dwarf in the crowd. He doesn't seem to be dancing. He's just kind of wandering from place to place. And you just hear him as he walks past you towards a snack vendor.
I thought he was just walking to a snack.
He's just muttering incoherently. The Dark Prince rises. Your family is tainted. The squid in the dark is upset you didn't stay for tea. The Dark Prince is upset with your family. Oh, the Dark Prince.
Okay.
Squid is not happy you stayed for. Not happy you didn't stay for tea.
Oh! Ah! Why? Go!
I wanted to!
Alright. I think Malzere would kind of overhear that, make the connections very quickly, and be like, Cal.
Yes.
Not to spoil the party or anything, I think we've got a fucking problem.
What kind of problem?
Points to the.
Once it's pointed out to me, do I then kind of realise?
You start to look over, and Mal, you've lost sight of the dwarf.
What dwarf? I mean, there's a short elf there, but. Hmm?
He was literally right there.
Well, let's look for him.
Alright. He was saying stuff about, like, the Dark Prince is upset with your family, and the squid. The squid's pissed at us, stuff like.
What, the Mind Flayer?
Yeah, the Mind Flayer.
The Mind Witness? No.
No, not the Mind Witness. That's another game.
We just didn't stay for tea, for God's sake.
I wanted to, just saying.
Well, Cal, at my place, I'd be.
I mean, either way, let's try and find this guy. Give me the description of this dwarf.
He's a dwarf.
The only dwarf at this party, maybe.
Helps greatly.
As the song starts to die down, the band take a minute as they prepare for the next one. The human that you spotted, Pyrolis, approaches you and Hal
And shanks you.
and bows slightly awkwardly at you.
It's because he's getting ready for it with his shanking arm.
My name...
I bow backwards. I bow back, not backwards.
You bow backwards. Whoa!
You thrust your hips towards him.
I've put in the Discord what Hal is currently wearing if anyone wants to look.
Yeah, I saw.
I know.
It's so cute.
My name is Hallam Crompton. Could I have this dance?
Of course, and I start dancing with him.
I meant with her.
It's kind of too late. Hal's already into this.
I mean, I feel you already have his hand, so.
I What? Ah!
Yeah, I just don't take him away.
She'll just be chuckling to herself and just say, "He's not from around here. Enjoy your dance. I'll be over here."
How is like the greatest defense when you go to a bar and some guy hits on you?
Was that a spanner you weren't expecting, John?
Yeah, a little bit.
Happy to help.
Michael, ooh, look, a spanner!
Free spanner, yeah!
Calyrax,
Yes.
while you were hunting for the gnome, the dwarf.
The gnome. He's already forgotten what race it is. He's like, he said it was short. No.
While you're hunting for the dwarf,
The one-armed dwarf, yeah.
are you and Malzere hunting together, or are you splitting up to?
Which would Malzere prefer?
I'd say together.
Together.
Okay. You spot a gnome.
Well, that's not a dwarf.
Okay.
Who just starts to sort of follow you round.
Can you not?
Why is this having a few drinks? You see, that's just lost me dog. Just lost me dog
Lost
died.
the dog. The dog. I'm very sorry for your loss. We're looking for a dwarf.
I'm not a dwarf.
I'm aware of that, but
After I lost my dog, my horse died.
that's very unfortunate. You really should get some. You must have some sort of curse on you, or
Well, I was thinking that because then my pig died.
I'm suspecting it's quite possible your farm has some sort of famine
Like
or
pandemic.
pestilence in the area. That maybe you should do something about that.
It's a good thing I never got married.
No, because most likely something would have happened to them too.
Oh, I never got married.
It's very unfortunate.
Could we?
You have so
Oh.
much to offer: a dead pig, a dead horse.
The S cut out on my audio, so.
I'll go get another drink.
That's probably the best. You should just go. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good
Sorry
job
about
I never
your
got married.
horse, dog, and pig, and anything
There-
else that might have died that you didn't get time to tell us about.
And lack of wife.
Yeah, and lack of wife.
Will you be my wife?
There's something fucking weird going on here, mate.
There is something very strange going on here, and I don't like it at all.
See, I told you we shouldn't have come.
Everyone was all excited.
Uh-huh.
Just
Even
'cause you don't,
how, even
just 'cause you
how
don't-
dressed up.
just because you don't like the unicorn deity, it's
I'll bet you it is the could be warning us about something.
I didn't catch most of that.
My Discord very nice to. Sorry. What
I think she said that it's possibly the unicorn, not the Discord deity. It's probably the unicorn deity trying to tell us something.
I think how dressed up Fancy actually has more skin exposed.
Quite possibly, yeah.
Just looking at the two pictures.
Yes.
Pyrolus.
yeah.
Hmm?
I was saying. Well, Mal was saying that he thinks it's the unicorn.
Trying to tell us something.
Yeah.
Maybe. Strokes beard.
You don't have a beard.
Yes, he does.
Grows
That's
beard.
But yeah, that's it.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the party,
Pyrolus.
How's
someone
finding
else
Echo with
having a
that
go?
man? Yes, John.
You go and retreat from the dance floor a little bit. And a slightly drunk human female approaches you.
Hi.
Hello. My name's Maine. I bought a lot of drinks.
Would you like to hear about my dead horse?
And
How many is a lot? You seem fairly drunk.
I may have bought too many drinks.
as
Would
many
you-
as a horse carcass can buy.
Would you like to?
I got paid a lot of money for killing some guy's horse.
Would you like some drinks?
I appreciate the offer, but I think I am fine, thank you. You continue to enjoy them yourself, after all. You did buy them.
You heard them. All that dog and horse and pigment.
All the horse murder. How much do you think John hates us right now? Just out of curiosity.
Very much so.
Seething with unbridled.
She drinks another 2 drinks and then just onto the ground.
I'm assuming those are failed constitution check.
I feel
the-
it might have been 1 pass, 1 fail.
The first one passed, the second one did not.
Pi will look around quickly to see whether there's anyone else looking to keep an eye out for her. I assume there is no one, so she'll pick her up and help her to a seat.
One of the guards will come over and assist you.
Cool.
And he's like, may I have this dance? And Hao jumps in front. Yes, please!
I thought you'd never ask.
Don't worry, we'll get her home safe.
Thank you. She, yes, has definitely had
It's
way too
fine.
much. Still, clearly she's enjoyed the party.
Yes.
Strange we don't have any alcoholic beverages here.
Not Pyrolus, the other ones.
Michael.
No, the other ones.
How is
How?
Party busy dancing? Come on.
Calderax and Malzare.
Yes.
You spot, as you are walking around, sitting in a tree,
K-I-S-S-I-N-G.
a teenage girl. And at the base of the tree is a small black goat with milky white eyes.
Because of course.
The girl is devouring a large plum pie, the filling of which is dripping from her chin and staining her already dirty and tattered dress.
Well, I'm not gonna judge her. I was like that once upon a time.
I'm concerned by
That's why you should help her now.
the blind goat. He shrugs.
I mean, it's a goat.
But why is there a blind goat? Like, is it like trying to get up at her, or is it?
No, it's just kind of sat at the bottom of the tree, like stood at the bottom of the tree.
Cal, it's just a goat.
So far, we found a guy who's muttering about that damn mind flayer. You know, mind flayers that are renowned for taking over people's minds. We've had a gnome go on about his dead farm, and now we've got a random girl sat in a tree eating a plum pie and a goat sitting underneath her.
If she starts saying
I'm
anything,
treating
thing about.
I'm treating everything at this place with mass suspicion.
Can I just say, if not an orchard, I'm gonna fucking kill everybody.
So I'm going to call up to the girl up in the tree.
Your funeral, mate.
Hello, girl up in tree.
You talking to me?
Is there anyone else up in the tree?
She stops eating for a second, looks around, sternly looks in the other... Nope.
Then I'm talking to you.
Ah, good to see you then. My name's Elisande.
That is nice. It's a very
John, your
nice
teenage girl voice needs work.
I mean, a lot of my voices need work, but...
Nice to meet you, Alessande. This goat yours?
Yeah. It's my goat.
Has he been poorly recently?
He don't see too good.
Not on death's door or anything.
No.
Just making sure. We just met a gnome who's very down on his luck.
He was looking for a wife. Your goat single?
Living,
That's unfortunate.
yeah.
I'm just enjoying the celebration.
Yeah, I mean, so are we, right, Cal?
Yeah. We're looking for one of our friends. He's a dwarven gentleman. He tends to mutter about stuff. You seem like a muttering dwarf from up there.
No.
No.
I'm honestly, I'm just waiting for the fiddler.
The fiddler.
There's a...
How many people just sort of run and jump into the gutter then?
Everybody, apparently.
Oh my god! I'm flipping that.
I'm really sorry, Sean. Oh, I'm just waiting for the fiddler.
I'm going to hurt all of you emotionally and physically.
Just I come back and Ember's eaten muffins somehow and died or like choked on her.
Choked on a hoof.
Oh, it won't let me clip. God damn it.
Anyway,
Goat say she extra good.
so either way, you've not seen our good friend. I'm sorry to have bothered you. It's a bit of an odd party at the moment. Sorry.
I hear there's a fiddler about. You best be careful.
I am.
Go on, breathe.
Despite my inclination, I am remaining remarkably composed right now.
Me too.
And so, I will beat you. Have you seen anything else odd up there? Because you got a good vantage point up there.
I saw a woman pass out a little bit. Over there.
Oh.
Over. So just past. Did she seem like drunk or anything before?
Yeah, fell over. Drank lots,
So
fell
she-
over.
She just passed out drunk. That's fine. Okay.
That's fine.
She had 28 knife wounds in her back.
Large spear sticking out her head. It was. So
She was crushed by an elephant someone was trying to sell.
I'm just waiting for the musician with the fiddle.
Yeah, that's bad. You know that wouldn't have set anyone off.
yeah, you see.
Goat say
Context.
We should
Goat
probably
say she
influence the
extra
fiddle a
good.
bit.
Extra good.
Go-
I think I'm better.
Goat saying I gotta hear the song before I meet the Dark Man. I's gonna love it.
Wait, the goat said that.
You really can't call them dark men anymore. It's
Yeah.
really PC.
The goat told you
That
you had
I have to see the fiddle player.
What the fuck?
looks down at the goat.
Goat looks straight on as a blind goat does.
Your goat talk to you often?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you more about what the fiddler's gonna do, but Goat won't tell me.
I'll tell you more, but we got to keep the stream at least a PG.
No, I'm still remaining remarkably composed. So your goat told you that you need to speak to the person who plays the fiddle.
No, I've got to see it.
You just have to see it.
That's
Yes.
it, alright.
You've got to see us. You got to see the fiddler.
Hear the
Up
song.
close. Okay.
You have to hear him play.
I don't know if it's a he.
Hmm?
I don't know if it's a he.
You have to hear them play.
AG, thank you for the host. And thank you, Sean, for ignorant, vicious anti to Big Brother.
I can't breathe anymore.
Well, vicious, ignorant, vicious anti to Big Brother. Great.
Oh no, sorry, viscous.
Viscous. It is indeed a viscous one.
Ignorant, viscous anti to Big Brother.
So I'm thinking we need to go now.
Okay.
Wonderful talking to you. Do enjoy the rest of the party
Yous
Your
too.
pie.
and enjoy your pie.
Not our pie, your pie.
That's what I said. Your
Yes.
pie.
Someone already tried to enjoy our pie, but I got on it. I stopped him.
I'm enjoying the pie.
Good.
Oh.
See you around.
She goes back to eating the pie.
Backs away. Goes back to Malzere. Her goat told her
Yeah.
to watch the performance of the fiddle player,
Yep. That I did.
and you thought nothing weird was going on.
Honestly, mate. I really
I shouldn't have watched the clip back.
Oh, God, mate.
Malzre, I'm still remaining remarkably composed right now.
I know, and I honestly appreciate you for.
I just said it to a friend, and he said it sounded like you broke.
Also,
I'm like, I did. I'm definitely broke right now.
holy shit. Alright, you can do this.
I don't think I can.
Alright, well, the point being, Cal.
Think of Ember being stampled by elephants.
A fiddler.
By elephants. But think
Oh,
of
thanks.
elephants just rampaging over Ember. How sad that would be.
Come on, breathe. Come on,
I'm really sorry, John. I tried real hard.
go for this.
Do you need to go have a moment?
I should just deafen myself and leave for 5 minutes.
Alright, the point being, Cal,
I mean, for the fact of your, I think you need oxygen. At the very
Do you need a moment alone in the darkened corner?
I'm gonna go get a drink. I'll be right back.
Okay.
So Bowser.
yes!
So yeah, Goat told her see musician
Yes.
or watch the musician. Do we investigate the musician?
Well, what else?
Notice
Did
my very careful wording here.
Thank
well,
you.
what else did the goat say? Because didn't they say somebody had, like
Is it
told the goat to tell her?
to see before she sees the dark one or the dark man?
Oh my god, not more fucking demons. Well, I suppose it wouldn't hurt. Maybe, like, people here know who the dark one is, I don't know. Because considering our run-ins of, like, demons and shit. That honestly could be anyone. Not gonna lie.
Hold on, hold on, hold on. That's
So I'm a bit merry right now, mate.
Eyes of the Grave.
I haven't even the atmosphere.
I think I'm just trying to find. I mean, just to be on the safe side.
Okay.
And he's going to keep that up for the next 10 minutes while he wanders around and goes to find this musician.
You don't detect anything.
I'm still gonna keep it up. Just in case.
Okay. Pyrolus.
Yes.
A man in a butler's uniform. A man in a butler's uniform approaches you.
Come back.
Welcome back.
My lady would like a word with you,
I miss.
if you have the time.
Yes, of course. May I ask her name?
You may. It is,
You may, and I won't tell you.
You may ask all you bloody like.
Lady Elendola Fogspear.
Yes, certainly. I will just go and let my friends know where I'm heading. I'm sure they would worry if I was to suddenly disappear.
Quite.
I assume she's up, perhaps on the balcony?
He motions that she is up on the balcony and that he will meet you. He explains that he will meet you at the entrance to the stairs, so that there's no trouble with the guards.
Do you, by chance, know what she might be interested to speak to me about?
I think she is just looking for someone to talk to.
You see, a horse recently died.
Yes, okay. I'll be over shortly. And she will head to go and find... I think she'd probably look over at Hal, who probably looks like he's having an absolute whale of a time with a guy who looks petrified.
He's gotten into it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair. And she will head to try and find Mal and Cal instead.
Okay.
Past Hal on the way back.
Roll me a perception check to find your friends.
All of us, not just her.
Just her, because she's looking.
I get worse every time.
It takes you a little while, but you do eventually spot them over by a tree near a goat.
I'm going to end up walking into a door frame at some point because I haven't seen it.
Probably.
As you wander over, you overhear someone saying... what do you overhear someone saying?
What do they say?
What can I say except you're welcome?
You overhear somebody saying, "Did you get a chance to go to Dr. Jubal's carnival? I hear it was great this year."
Jubals, you say that?
Okay. Does that reference anything to her?
Doesn't ring a bell with you.
Okay. Yeah, so she'll just continue past and not particularly think anything of it. Other than, what that is.
Rather than, that's a stupid fucking name.
Yeah, so she'll approach Mal and Cal. And so, guys, I've been asked to go and speak to one of the ladies that are here. She's up on the balcony at the top. Her butler came to ask me, so I just thought I'd let you guys know that that's where I'm going to be. I'm not 100% comfortable with being here and didn't want you to worry that I disappeared.
Right.
Okay.
So, yes, so keep an eye out. I assume I'll be back down fairly swiftly.
We are keeping an eye out. We've heard possibly a bad thing.
Oh?
There's a fiddler about.
No. Mate.
Malzere overheard a dwarf wandering around, muttering about the Dark One or something, and mentioning that the squid isn't happy that he didn't come for tea.
Yep.
We've then encountered a very strange gnome who apparently has had a very large string of bad luck, and the girl. We've moved away from the tree at this point. And the girl up in that tree over there was told was told by her goat that she needed to see a musician here before she met this Dark One or something. And I am not liking everything I'm hearing.
Something doesn't sound right at all. I don't know, I just feel a little uneasy around this number of people. I wasn't sure whether it was just me not being used to the groups or perhaps it being the place. I don't think I've ever heard anything particularly odd. Someone was talking about a carnival. But
Carnival?
yeah, a carnival that's apparently really good, and have they been? But nothing out of the ordinary particularly. Perhaps I'll, when I go up onto the balcony, I'll see if I can overhear anything while I'm up there. Maybe they know more of what's going on.
Maybe, but keep your guard up anyway. Just be
Yes, if you could keep an eye out for How as well. He's still dancing at present, but
sure. Well, he'll be there for several hours at least.
quite possibly. I'll let him know that I'm heading up there as well, but if I've not returned in a while, perhaps come and see if I'm alright.
Yep, okay, yes.
Okie dokes, and with that, she will wander back over to Hal.
Good luck.
How is dancing through the crowd?
Well, actually, now that the fiddler's been brought up, sorry, Jeff just gave me this idea. I get on my lute, and obviously very original song. And it's just like, if I were a rich man, you're a little, all day long. I don't know the rest of the lyrics, but yeah, he sings that.
Really? Really? Fiddler on the roof? Really?
Yeah. Well, in this case, apparently it's going to be Fiddler in the tree.
With bad people. We shouldn't be allowed outside.
Pyrolus, you approach.
This is the problem, Michael. We're inside.
Oh no!
Pyrolus, you approach a dancing How.
Dancing how?
Young and sweet, only edge and I see.
I mean, it works. How, I see you're enjoying dancing. Please continue. I just thought I'd let you know I'm heading upstairs. There's one of the ladies would like to speak with me. I've left.
Do you need company?
I think I'm good. But if you've not seen me in a while, perhaps just glance up and check to
Okay.
make sure. I've let the other two know as well.
Okay.
Just how? Do you need company? Spins the guy off towards.
Where are the others?
We'll gesture over towards them. They're out, sort of having a bit of a look around, meetings.
Okay.
and-
I'm gonna ask Malzere to dance.
Okay.
Right now.
Have fun. I'll keep an eye out, and if I don't see you, I will come find you.
Lovely. Okay. Enjoy your dancing. I hope I hope Masaru joins you. It'll be an interesting one. Make the most of it.
So do I. And yeah, then I'd go over to Malzere and ask him to dance.
Okay.
Malzere, would you like to dance with me?
You're asking me?
Yeah!
All right.
Yeah!
We dance.
I grab your hand and sort of lead you to the dance floor.
Whoa, fuck, yay! Oh, you girl.
And they called it puppy love.
Yeah, let's dance.
And Pyrolus, you are shown up onto a balcony. And
And they say, look down upon your friends one last time.
there are sort of 3 chairs evenly spaced down the balcony, all very ornately carved, fine chairs, all made of very solid wood, as most of this place is wood-based, with soft cushions on them. And the butler leads you to the middle person, who is an elven woman of some advanced years. She's couple of 100 years old at this point. And she looks up at you as you approach. Hello there, dear.
Greetings, my lady.
It's dreadfully boring up here. Please tell me you have some stories to interest someone like me.
I mean, potentially there's some interesting stories I could tell. What sort of things interest you?
I mean, just look at the rabble that enjoy such events as these. I mean, look at them down there. They're savages. Tell me something interesting. Tell me of an adventure that you have been on.
Pyrolus would sit and think for a moment, trying to decide which would be the right one. And I think she would start with having met Hao, and the kind of weird beginnings of their adventure, but she would stop, specifically not get to the library bit.
Okay.
And she'd probably add a few little bits in here and there that just make it sound a little bit more interesting, but nothing that's too big that you would question.
Okay.
And then I think at the end of that she would continue on to, so what brings you to a party like this then? Surely there are other events that would be more entertaining to you.
There might be, but you know they're social graces. You have to show your face to these things.
That is not
when
something I've had experience of, but I can imagine.
When you reach a certain position within society, you have to put in your dues. The crowd starts to clap as the trio of musicians leave the stage. And dressed in shabby, tattered clothing, the new musician is a short woman, stout of build, with dusky grey skin and stark white hair. The crowd goes silent as she drops her pack onto the stage beside her and pulls a fiddle from within it. and starts playing.
And the music stops.
Oh no.
The music is sweet and light and fills the air with its energy. Whether it's the music or the woman playing it, the crowd seems to be enthralled by her performance.
As soon as she starts playing, Pyrrhus will ask the person next to her whether they know of this musician.
I do not. This is someone new.
So untrustworthy. Untrusting, even.
Interesting. They certainly aren't dressed like the others.
No. I mean, the music is amusing, but the outfit is atrocious. I wonder if she needs a patron. How Malzere and Calderax, the dancers on the dance floor, start to get more and more rowdy as the music plays.
Don't like this.
Could you all make me strength saving throws, please?
Yeah, give me a sec. Oh, mine's not too bad.
Nope.
Oh, never mind.
Calderax and Malzere, as you are dancing around, or walking through the dance floor, you both get knocked to the ground.
I imagine I'm still with
Yes.
Malzere. I would make sure, like, if I see her falling, can I try and stop her from falling?
Him.
Him.
Sorry, him. I know it's. I think it's I know that, and yet I always do it wrong because
He's
I'm.
camp enough that you might as well be a shit at this point.
Yeah, you can help up.
Oh, thanks, mate.
You should be more careful.
It's not me.
Pyrrhus, the person in this seat at the far end of the balcony, is talking to someone else who, similarly to you, doesn't appear to be someone who was up here from the start.
Yeah.
Someone that they've invited up. He just yawns and stands up and just says loudly across the dance floor, "This simpleton bores me. Someone more interesting, come entertain me." And the person he was speaking to just kind of has a shocked look on his face.
Okay.
Well,
Just trying to think how Pi would, whether Pi would respond to that. I think she would take in that it's happened, but she wouldn't comment,
Okay.
just because of being a higher class. She doesn't want to cause any issues.
Would you guys like to make me a insight check?
all of it?
Everyone?
Everyone.
Yeah, sure.
Everyone.
Wow, go how?
Wow, Hal was insightful tonight.
I'm too busy inciting the floor.
He's having such a great time dancing. He's paying attention to people.
Is there any role I can do that's above an 11 tonight?
No,
It'd be nice.
I've taken all the good roles.
How and Calderax, I forgot to put this song on loop.
What are you telling us for?
You notice that something is wrong.
I know something's wrong, John. Hence why I cast Detect Magic.
Your detect magic isn't detecting anything.
I don't care. I'm still doing it.
But you do notice that there is something wrong with the way these people are behaving.
Anything I can do to... I don't think there's anything I can really cast at a whim. that will like snap anyone out of it or anything like that. Apart from maybe some form of restoration, but I doubt anything will really happen of it. I don't know what to do. Simple as that.
Actually, let me just quickly move these two off the stage, because there's only one person on the stage right now. At this point, could you all make me wisdom saving throws?
Given previous rolls today, I'm gonna go with no.
I'm liking those 22s.
You are liking those 22s. Two little
Probably
ducks.
Oh no.
Hot damn.
Well, probably not, he says 28.
I'm really going by nearly every time I roll something that I've got like any sort of proficiency in, I usually fail.
Ah, the Gunter curse.
Have you thought that perhaps it's because you don't believe in yourself enough?
I have played as 2 different characters that are of religious backgrounds, and not a single one can ever roll a religious check. Ever.
Because they don't believe in themselves.
You can feel something from the music encroaching into your mind, but you force it back. Malzere, you only just force it back.
Oh.
I would immediately look at Malzere. Did you feel that?
Oh, I felt it, mate.
And just when you feel the music couldn't get any faster,
Oh, jeez.
it rises to a fevered pitch, which I don't have a soundtrack for. Most...
This one is twice speed.
Unfortunately, that's not an option in the jukebox.
Oh,
Most of the revelers stop what they're doing and stare in slack-jawed awe, their faces drenched with sweat as if they are exhausted on the fiddle player's behalf. Most of them, however, snap from the strain and begin lashing out at each other. The dance area has become an all-out melee. A number of more wide-eyed celebratants stumble from the brawl and head towards you.
oh, that's more like it.
And so at this point...
Initiative!
Wait, we have to get rid of all of them?
We need to stop her. We need to stop her playing.
Oh, I've also added in the
Yeah,
dexterity.
I noticed my 2.14 initiative.
It makes sense. I do it in mine.
It breaks up draws.
Ties. Yeah.
So we need to stop the fiddler then. Okay. Shut the
You
fuck
had, to,
up.
you had to say it. You had to say it.
I'm fine. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna go. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Are you trying to tell us or you?
Yep.
Cool.
Right.
Okay, so let's see. Mal.
I'm assuming this is her here?
That is her there, yes.
Alright. Oh, Cal, you're gonna hate me for this. I'm gonna cast centered on her.
So you're going to
But that means-
cast...
Hypnotic pattern, but that means it's gonna catch Cal in the crossfire. So I'm hoping it'll be alright.
Okay.
So... Oh.
If it does catch him, just go up behind him, give him like a Gibbs slap across the back of the head, snap him
Yeah,
out of
well,
it.
it's a wisdom save, so you should be fine.
You say that.
Well, my save isn't really that high. It's 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine. So 30 foot. I do.
Okay. Well, that's pretty definitive.
They check all their things. They might have succeeded somehow.
Ah, yes. This one has a plus 2 million.
Yes.
The fiddle playing stops, and she just looks at the glowing pattern.
John, if you come central to it, she looks at the glowing pattern.
And as soon as the music has stopped, everybody in the room that isn't suddenly staring at the glowing pattern, I'm not going to roll for everybody within 30 feet of her, but let's assume that about half of them are, at least.
Didn't expect that to work, really.
That was amazing!
She just stands looking, and Elenil runs out from backstage somewhere.
Yeah.
And just shouts across the room in a voice that must be magically amplified. Enough! And everybody sort of stops what they're doing. And she motions to the armed guards. Detain the fiddler. Stop. Stop.
And that giggling blue boy over there.
Fine, I'm fine. Amy giggled too! Amy giggled too. You can't just yell at me, John. That's not fair.
God, no, no, I'm sorry.
That's bullying, John.
I just said stop.
I think this stop made me laugh more than.
And the 6 guards drag the musician from the stage and into one of the rooms of the Hall of the Unicorn.
Yeah, once she's gone, I'll.
And everybody just kind of starts looking around. And Elenil looks out from the stage and sees you, Malzere and Calderax, in the audience, and beckons for you to come.
And a handsome blue boy standing next to
Sure.
And
Hi.
calls for Hal to come too.
Yeah.
And asks if Pyrolis is still with you.
She's up talking to some rich person up there.
Well, when she gets down,
She can boogie.
She should come with us.
Okay, I'll go get her for you.
Hold on.
I've already started running towards her.
Goes back out.
Interesting. She'll just like look up, yes, and like wave.
just kind of pretty much just pointing at his throat to make it like to amplify his voice. I can't remember the woman's name.
Elenil.
Elenil wants to speak to her.
Just
Okay,
booms out.
down in the sack.
Well, I'll get rid of the turn tracker then.
I just look at you. I'm like, you're really loud.
I know.
I am God.
So Pyrolis would have felt the music
Yes.
and that it's now stopped. She pushed it away, but also now that it's stopped.
Yes.
My lady, I, as I'm sure you heard, have to head back downstairs.
Yes, your friend is rather loud.
Yes.
Very uncouth.
It's an interesting trait of his, but useful at times, I'm sure you can imagine. I don't know whether you particularly saw what happened down on the dance floor with everyone.
Yes, they were more savage than, well, normal.
Yeah, I believe that was to do with the music that was coming from the fiddle. I perhaps suggest that it might be time for yourself and the others to step back from this room just in case something else happens. I would hate for yourselves to be embroiled in something like this.
Yes, I would hate to be caught up in such a scandal. You do bring an excellent point. It is a wonderful time for myself, at least, to retire. I can get at least a decent night's sleep. She gets up and brushes off her dress.
I wish you a pleasant
Aw.
rest. It was
Thank you.
a pleasure having your company.
I look forward to hearing more of your tales if you will enlighten me further at another point in time.
I'm sure that could be arranged. Thank
Bless
you.
you.
Sorry.
Such a cute sneeze.
Shush.
And with that, I shall head back downstairs.
The interior room of the Hall of the Unicorn is serene, a striking contrast to the celebrations happening on the other side of it. A gnome in a simple green robe dusts a unicorn statue, clutching a long broom that she is attempting to get higher into the lesser accessible areas of the unicorn. And as Elenil enters, she says, "Serenia, put the kettle on and get our guests some of the half-cakes that Falwen sent this morning. It's going to be a long night, methinks."
Joy.
The two guards carry the Durgars over to a bench and unceremoniously slam her down onto it.
Oh.
And she just kind of sits there.
An interesting set of circumstances to be meeting under.
Yes.
Do you know much about this musician?
This musician in particular, no.
The
But-
music was good,
Yes.
but the rest of the stuff was not good.
It was not, no.
My name is Hal. I don't know if we've met.
We have met briefly, I believe.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm not good at faces or names.
It's
or voices.
it's been a few months. I'm not so good with voices either.
Okay.
I need a moment or two to collect myself. Maybe you want to question her while I work. And while Serenia gets the tea.
Well,
Okay, we can ask her questions.
fair enough.
Are there any questions that you would perhaps like us to focus on, start with?
For the moment, I think it's most important that you try and gain her trust and try to get her to answer anything.
Noted.
I'm going to investigate the instrument.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Who's feeling like they would want to lead on this?
Oh, I like talking to people. I can talk to her.
I think anyone but Hal should talk to her.
It's rude, isn't it? Sure, you know, Hal's got like these deep repressed urges that will come out in torture. He doesn't, and they won't. But you don't know that.
No, I'm pretty sure he knows that. Everyone knows that. I mean, I'm pretty sure people who've never even met Hal yet, or even know his name, know that.
It's because he's lovely and kind and caring.
So, who, other than Hal, wants to take a crack at it?
It's just rude. We should ask her who she is.
Well, that's a given.
And we should ask her if she knew what she was doing, because she could have been, like, possessed by a
She could have-
ghost.
Probably not a ghost.
The ghost of Christmas past.
I don't know what Christmas is, but
I
The
mean,
ghost of winter festivals past.
unless one of you particularly wants to question, I guess I could.
you give it a go. But I don't want to resort to using magical means until it's necessary, but
Okay. Mal, any thoughts?
No, not really.
Okay,
Well,
I
I'm
guess
just very confused right now.
I guess I'll start then.
Alright.
Perhaps.
If you want, I could start. I'm very non-threatening, and that might put her at ease.
That is true.
This is true, though I can be the non-threatening type. I do my best not to be threatening when required. It's up to you.
I'd like to give it a go if that's okay.
Yeah, you start with the basic details, the name, things like that, and we'll see where we go.
Okay. And I sort of get like a chair and I sit in front of her.
She kind of looks slightly to your left.
What you looking at? I move my head to sort of like catch her eye.
She just keeps looking straight on.
Hi. My name is Hal. I don't know what your name is, but it's nice to meet you. What brought you here? Did you have fun time? Oh, say that again, but louder.
Do you speak Undercommon?
Of course I don't.
Does anyone within hearing distance of
Nope.
her speak Undercommon?
raise his hand.
You speak Undercommon.
Yeah.
Why?
For moments just like this.
The languages I got for just being a tiefling, I got common and infernal. As a noble, I get 2. I picked uncommon and celestial.
Nice.
She mutters. She returns.
Who does in undercommon?
Eyes dart up at you. Stop the flayers. And then her eyes gloss over again.
Something about stopping the it's like sorry, what? She returns, did you say?
Yes.
So she said she returns, must stop the flayers.
John, I have this perk called Stillness of the Mind, and I can end effects on myself. Is there any way I can use that on other people?
Nope.
Boo.
It is
I've
about
got-
you finding your center.
What have I got in terms of removing things? I've got lesser restoration, but that won't really work on anything like this. I've got calm emotions.
She seems pretty calm.
Yeah,
No,
we need
it's not really going to
something-
work. I got friends. I've got suggestion, which those won't really help if she's being.
What's this?
Bless. Bless her. Oh, bleh.
Oh, bless her.
Pat her on the head.
How?
Yes.
Could you make me a perception check?
Yes.
Yes. You spot on the back of her neck as she turns to face Calderax that she has a tattoo.
Of a naked lady.
It is the tattoo of a squid split by a sword.
She has a tattoo, guys.
Looks at said tattoo.
It is the tattoo of a squid, stylized squid split by a sword.
Does that symbol mean anything to anyone?
Give me a history check.
Can we all do it?
History check.
Yes, if you had any dwarves with you, they'd get advantage on this roll.
Oh, fuck.
You are.
Calderax has 1/10% genetic history with dwarves.
You can have 1/10 advantage.
Nobody.
How do you want to?
Yeah, sorry, I clicked it, but it didn't work.
How forget?
You forget history?
That's understandable. Hal probably didn't even know that much to begin with.
Malzere,
Yes.
you recall having read somewhere that Durgar often have clan tattoos that honour the achievements of their ancestors.
Remind me.
Nope, didn't pick that one up.
Oh. What the fuck does this mean to me then?
I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, remind me what Durganot.
The Durgar are deep dwarves.
Oh, deep dwarfs. Okay.
Like dark dwarves.
Deep dwarves.
So it's an achievement tattoo. All right. It's a trophy. All right, I'll keep that in mind.
At this point, Elenil will call you over,
Nice.
and Serenia brings out a tray of tea and half cakes.
Half cakes, bitch. Why not the full cake?
I'm so excited. Hal goes to reach for one and just like realizes no one else has and stops.
Serenia, seeing you reach out for one and stopping, will hand you one and a cup.
Thank you.
She smiles.
Hal drinks some of the tea and doesn't like it, but keeps drinking it anyway.
So,
You just see him make a face every time he takes a sip.
It's lovely.
I appreciate the tea.
Elenil starts explaining that a few of the folks in the crowd were affected more than others by the music.
How
And
so?
that you seem to have resisted its effects more than anyone else.
That's because we are very talented. We do this sort of thing a lot.
Yes, and I feel that means we have need of the Golden Tooth services again.
You understood anything he said?
I'm talented that way.
Must be.
Serenia has been kind enough to grant us the use of the Hall of the Unicorn to lock up the exceptional cases for the next week until we have time to examine them. There is more to this fiddler, this fiddle player, than appears. It should take more than a spirited performance to inspire such behaviour in otherwise normal people. I'm concerned that madness is somehow becoming contagious.
An interesting thought.
I suspect that she doesn't truly understand the effect that her playing had on the people listening. She's
Oh.
I don't think she was in control of her body.
She seemed to be in control of herself when she started, but has become utterly incoherent since. She's been in town for about 4 days.
So didn't anyone find it odd that a Durgar appears in your town? They usually prefer being underground.
We have seen a number of Durgar and Drow and other races recently that prefer to stay underground coming to the surface, but we have not been able to ascertain why.
It's very suspicious.
I have
It's odd.
inspected.
They don't like the sunlight. They can't see well in it.
They have. She has been staying in during the day and traveling at night.
Makes sense.
She's earned a few. This particular Durgar has earned a few silver pieces playing her fiddle around the town.
Did she have the same effect where in the other places she played?
I fear that it is grown in effect.
So there has been effect, but not as pronounced.
Not to this level. I have taken an opportunity tonight to examine her fiddle. It appears to be alchemically treated with hallucinogenic mushrooms. The strings are made of the hair of Darrow.
Are you okay there? Okay.
Don't carry on.
Do you know what a Darrow is?
Nope.
Do we know what a Darrow is?
Roll a history check.
Alright.
History.
No, browser, come back!
I did a lot better that time, guys.
I will roll that as soon as I get onto the damn game.
Is there any of this
It
stuff?
annoys me that my intelligence is higher than my wisdom.
Is there anything that Pi would know about because of her background in chemicals and things from potions?
She's more likely to know about the mushrooms than the
Okay.
Darrow.
Mm-hmm.
Darrow are an insane dwarf gnome-like creature that inhabit the Underdark.
Yeah, they're pretty much madness personified, really.
So, Elenil continues, while the fiddle itself is not magic, it is constructed of very specific materials associated with madness.
I see.
I fear the Durgar is not here by mistake, and if my assumptions are true, the madness has become contagious. Someone is intending to use it like a weapon. I would like you to find out where the Durgar came from, where the fiddle came from, and if possible, find a cure to the madness.
Oh, can't be bothered!
That was rude.
Look, sorry, mate. I appreciate you need the help, but we've been kind of running once we really need a break.
We just had a break.
Yeah, well, we need an extended break.
We'll do it.
Ugh.
Free of charge.
No, we're not free of charge.
I wouldn't go that far. We got bills to pay.
But they need our help.
Yes, and we will reward you for it.
Well done.
You could make a charitable donation in our name.
No, we'll be paying.
How how many people have been affected so far, and to what degrees are we talking?
A dozen or so people are going to be held upstairs for the next week or so. They have been infected with the only consistent symptom is that it seems to exacerbate feelings or belief that they have already exhibited narcissism, megalomania, or hedonism.
So kind of
Interesting.
extremes of their normal.
Yes. Did you manage to get anything from our Durgar friend about
She said
where she
something
came
about.
from?
She said something about she is returning or she is rising,
Yeah.
and that the flayers must be stopped.
Okay.
Flayers,
guess-
safe to assume, mind flayers. I mean, that's what I'm presuming.
I guess that
We
makes-
met one of them once.
We did.
He was nice.
Sorry, Sean.
I guess that makes sense as to why perhaps they're leaving the darkness. I assume that's where the mind flayers would be.
That
More
would make a
predominant?
certain amount of sense.
But why they would.
Maybe there's some sort of strife going on in the Underdark, so maybe some sort of war
Yeah.
going on between them, like Duragar and mind flayers, maybe.
Possibly.
I mean,
If
it would explain madness and glassy-eyed Jane over there.
it would. Do we know anyone that can get in the way of that control? Any way that can be stopped so that we could perhaps talk to her more?
We don't at the moment, but if you find some form of a cure, maybe.
I mean, where she come from, there's no way of really knowing.
Yeah.
Well, with what you've said, I would suspect the most likely place. She pulls out a map of the Underdark.
Really, you have this?
Yes.
You went scrolling through the Underdark.
We had a map.
I suspect the most likely.
Pointedly at Hal.
I suspect the most likely place she came from was Zortugra.
Zortugra.
It's a Durgar settlement in close proximity to a Mind Flayer enclave.
And how far is that from here?
Is there an entrance to the Underdark anywhere nearby?
There is, and she points at a large red X on the map that just says entrance to the Way Down River.
I think we know of the Way Down River, I think.
It is how you got into the Underdark last time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is there anything from what we thought of, what we've experienced down there before that we might think is useful to say to this person that she doesn't already know?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Okay. In which case, Pi wouldn't either.
She will hand you the crude map.
Takes crude map.
This is a map of what this is what we have mapped of the Way Down River. It should be able to get you close to Zortugra.
Okay.
I hope
Yes.
this doesn't take as long as the last time.
Don't worry,
My-
Akadi will guide us.
My biggest worry being if there's a chance that we run into mind flayers, that we don't have much in the way of protection against them.
No one really has protection against them, that's the problem.
Yeah. Is there anything at all that might help us tip the balance, at least a little?
The most I can offer is to say just don't cluster together. Be sensible with your placement. Be careful not to go alone. Don't get separated.
Stay together, but don't.
Stay together. Don't get separated. Don't allow somebody to walk off on their own.
Cal probably looks at how.
Yeah. Everyone prepares lengths of rope to tie to Hal.
I don't want to go back into that place, but I don't
Nor
see
do
it.
I. The air there is very cold and unmoving.
Yeah.
Well, do we want to go right now, or do we want to prepare a little first?
I mean, you should probably head off in the morning at least. Heading off immediately, it's nearly night time.
There are some preparations that I think would be good to make.
Yep, I think so too. So, possibly head off, I don't know, late morning. We can quickly go around any shops we need to. Gather
Yeah.
or anything to gather.
Elven Tree will be at
Keep a
your
close eye
service.
Keep a close eye on her. If there's any sign of whatever's controlling her lift, and you get any information, we
Yes,
would really like to know.
of course.
And-
So, go on.
And perhaps just keep, if you think it's contagious, keep a large distance between the infected and the non, if that is possible.
Yes.
We don't want anything spreading, not even the slightest chance.
You should perhaps go into some sort of self-quarantine.
We shall attempt to socially distance those who are infected from those who are not. It's,
Okay,
Really-
yeah, that's a good start. But
need-
self-quarantining for 14 days, if you've had any contact with someone who has symptoms, might help a lot.
you
then
are
should go to work.
incredibly
Don't go to work.
wise for some reason.
He's been living in quarantine his whole life. Nobody leaves that monastery.
Oh. Well,
Yeah, just lock this all down and it'll be all good.
we'll see what we can do. And at this point, I'm going to say that's all for this week.
Yeah,
We survived! Woo!
great session.
We survived a party. Yay!
You
We
survived a
survived the
party.
fiddler.
You survived the fight that was one spell. Well done.
Yeah, well done for that. You were just like, oh, they're attacking. You're just like, no,
Nope.
they're not.
So for now, guys, thank you in the chat so much for hanging out with us tonight. If you haven't done so already, please do smash that follow button. It's a great way for you guys to know when we go live. You get to see all the antics like this couple of clips we've had tonight. Thank you, Sean.
I'd like to help when I can.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah.
We will be back with more Golden Tooth in 2 weeks' time, but in the meantime, we do have other things coming up. Tomorrow night, Angel will be diving back into the World of Darkness to play more Vampire the Masquerade over on the Angel Games player. On
Which version?
Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 1.
You didn't fucking tell me! I love that game!
See, I've never played that game, and I'm thinking of picking it up.
Well, tune in tomorrow for episode 2 of Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines with the Angel Games Player on the Angel Games Player channel.
Nice.
Starting at about 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. On Friday, for some reason not showing up on my overlay, I'm going to be diving back into the City of Heroes.
What?
With City of Heroes Rebirth, an unofficial fan server that has resurrected the game.
John, that's amazing.
And it sounds like Michael's interested.
That's the only MMO I've ever gotten into.
I might have to send you some links.
I know I'm on the Rebirth, I've already got it, but me and my friends are playing for a bit, but then they all fell out of it because of other games, and... Sorry, I'm fine.
Yeah.
So I'll be playing that, and, maybe other people will join.
I can't, that's the sad thing.
On Sunday...
I'm gonna kill you, mate.
On Sunday, the Clash of the Cult crew continue onwards to Summit Hall, where they are moving the displaced city of Beliard. They literally have picked up everybody from the town and are moving them to Summit Hall.
Yep.
Woo.
So we'll see how well that goes. And then on Friday next week, Jeff is back in the DM's chair with Princes of the Apocalypse, as he plays an encounter called Suspicions at the Spire. It sounds like the Prince's crew are heading to Feathergale Spire, a little tower that we've never heard of in any other game.
Sounds like a stupid place. Why would anyone go there?
I know. Weird. But for now, guys, thank you so much for watching tonight. We'll see you again real soon. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye!